We want people that will maximize the opportunity they are given, not just it's free, but then you have to sacrifice and pay for it with your results. So I saw some people posting on LinkedIn their accomplishment certificate. That's very good. The next time you're posting, let me make this notice. Always tag AI Community Africa. Always tag your mentors. Always tag DataCamp if you will. So these three you should not forget. But the most important is tag AI Community Africa, tag DataCamp. Yeah. You can if you tag me and I like it or comment on it, it will help your post because I have a good number of following and engagement. So on LinkedIn, I mean. So if you tag me and I see it, I respond to it, either like it or comment on it. It help your post go viral. Like go my followers will see it. And I have almost 3K followers on LinkedIn. So it will help you grow and improve your visibility. All right. So do we have any questions so far with let me start with Excel before moving to SQL. Any questions so far before we go for what we have today?
Yes, sir.
Any questions so far? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, good evening, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, good evening, Joseph.
Yes, I want to ask question concerning the project I was given recently, that project assignment. I don't know, like, if there can just be a way a hint can be given because I tried attempting it. It's like the questions need Power Query to do right join. I don't even know what to do. Like, I was just confused. I did some though. Example like home win percent and away win percent. That question I tried to do it. So the table I wanted to use, the table have the team like duplicate when they are home and when they are away and they score. So I tried my best to solve that question. I was unable to solve it. And also there was a question that stated player performance against salary. So when I check, I see that the two tables have to be connected together. Like now, one of the table is carrying the player salary, while the other table is carrying the goal scored by the player. So I don't know if there is anything we have to do, either to use Power Query to join the table together. I don't know if there is any hint that can be given to assist us.
All right. Maybe some other persons have the same question. So I'll help you out with that. So a hint is definitely there'll be cases when you don't always want to find all your details or all the data you need in just one table. Many a times you would see them in different tables. For instance, you're working with a customer sales data. You'd have the customer details in a table, sales data in another table, product data in another table, maybe regional data in another table. So what you now do is use Power Query to join, create a relationship between them. Make sure that you have identifiers. Identifiers are IDs. So look at those tables and make sure that you can join them on certain identifiers. I will share my screen and just show you something quickly based on it. It's that data was not even far fetched. It's one of the um analysis I did that was let's say some months ago. So but then it was not on Excel, it was on Power BI. I'm just in a question. Let me see. Okay, like the player's name as the identifier. Okay, let me share my screen. I'll show you something. Just hang in there. Okay, just a few seconds. So just let me know when you can see my screen. Just for the purpose of this project, I just want to help out. Let me give this link now. So I'll share my screen, share entire screen. If you can see my screen, just give me a thumbs up. If you can see my screen, just okay. Who else can see my screen? All right. All right. So basically, yeah, this is. Let me go to. Let me just show you. This is. I'm not saying you should do something like this. I'm just showing you Don't go and be, you mustn't do like what I do. So you don't go and over young. So we have, if you see, I actually broke it down. I didn't give you all of the details. You see, this is the overview and fixtures, team player and performance, salary efficiency, salary and efficiency. This is Power BI. Most of you are not familiar with it. And this is pre-analysis. That's what I was telling you guys in the last class. So you cannot see me doing analysis without doing all these things. If you didn't see them, Gaius did not do the analysis. I cannot just give you dashboards to wander around and help out with the recommendations and conclusions. So this is pre-analysis, this is in analysis, all the things we're going to do today. And this is observation and recommendation. So, and it's based on real life data. The data you are given is Premier League last season. If you're a football fan, you see some of the, for instance, for those that watch football, you know that, let me go to player performance. You know that Mohamed Salah was the highest goal scorer and also the highest assister. You get, so all of this is something I like what I want to do. But basically, what I will show you is see the table. Yeah, these are the tables we have. I sent the questions I sent. I think I sent standings, team possession on stats, team salary. Now, for these teams, we can see that these are unique teams. You see that they are unique teams. Like Manchester United, you can't see it twice. So these are unique teams. And how many teams do you have in Premier League? One, two, you count, you know the number. So what you will do here is introduce an identifier, ID. You call it, maybe you put it here in Excel, you will just create a new column. Can't do that here, but create a new column. Call it team ID. Such that maybe Manchester City will be 1, Man U will be 2, and so on and so forth. Then you can now merge the team salary with the team stats table. Doing the same thing, make sure that the same ID for Arsenal here, maybe Arsenal is 1. The ID for Arsenal here will also be, where's Arsenal? Yeah, Arsenal will also be 1 here. So make sure you are using the same IDs for this table here in team salary and also in team stats so that you can join them. You can join them using Power Queries. If you follow the Excel learning very well, you understand what I've been able to say here. To make your work very easy and you answer the questions very well. However, I'm only asking you for one dashboard. You don't need to do it as extensive as this because, of course, I'll cut you guys some slack. This one I did here was 3 dashboards and it's in Power BI, but then do yours in Excel. So I'm just showing you something like this. So that's for that. I don't even answer your question. Use ID. Okay, like the player's name identifier. For players, let me show you players. So for players, yeah, see the players table, player statistics. You can see that these are different for different players. We see Allison. This Allison here is Allison Becker. Allison Becker is the keeper for Liverpool. See Matthias Amogoi. Yeah. See, this even here, goalkeeper, the team. So these are, you're even lucky that there are no duplicates in this. These are all the players in the Premier League. These are the statistics. And this is the team they belong. So you can even create identifier for these players. Call it player ID on the left here, such that you can even prefill it from 1 to whatever number. Then also join the player stat with the player salaries table. You get also create is a player ID, but make sure that the ID you use here for this table, for instance, is the same ID for that same player in player salaries. How you will do that is you can use a VLOOKUP or XLOOKUP. Let's say you put player salary here and create a column, you call it player ID. So Allison is 1, but as Amogo is 2. However, you want to do it down to now to get the same ID for Allison in the player salaries table. Here's Allison. You can just create a new column. Then you say X lookup. Then you look for the name, player name, such that once it finds the name in this player stats table and it matches with the ID, then you are going to return that ID here. If you know XLOOKUP very well, like that's why I used to say Excel learning is progressive. In fact, this analysis was progressive. If you did not do all these things, all the learnings properly, you find it hard to understand it. But for those that did, I'm sure they understand it. So when you use XLOOKUP to return that same ID you have in the player stats table down to the player salaries table, then you can now join it, the player salaries and the player stat table, such that from one query you can even get the statistics of the players and the salaries of that same player without you know going from table to table because you join them together. Are we together? Just give me a thumb. If you just understood everything I said now, just give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you're following. Good. Oh, Joseph, you understand. Nice. Anyone else? Do you understand what I just said now? Nice. Maybe it's Ahmad. Good. If yes, why are you crying?
I'm crying
Why
because
are
I
you crying?
joined late. I think I get
Oh,
it,
you
but not
joined
very
late.
well.
All right. But I'm sure you get it. After Benedict, do you understand what I said? I'm sure you get it. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're following. Sharp, sharp. All right. All right. So it's not difficult. See, there are many roles in the market. As a data analyst, you would have to think outside the box, but your way might not be the way of others. If you check your last project, the one you did on that first one we gave you to create 3 sheets, 4 sheets, and all of that, you see that some people use Power Query to do this, some people use subtotals, all of those things. So the main thing is making sure your data has integrity. You are not working with anyhow data. Your data is consistent. Because what makes a data have integrity is consistency, no errors, no duplicates, as the case may be, and it is properly formatted. Mute your mics. You are echoing. Yeah. All right. So that is just that about that. I don't know if Mr. is on the call. Mr. are you on the call? Our teaching assistant, Mr. Emmanuel. Many of you have not met him. I don't know. Is he on the call? Let me check. I don't know if he's on the call. I wanted to introduce him to you guys because he'll be assisting us with the SQL. Okay, it's not yet. All right, we'll go ahead. So, from our last project class, those that were with me that joined, that followed through, you would recall this. This is where we stopped. So, I have the data here. This is the data. It's not clean. This is how it came in. And this is the clean data. This is the one we have as a clean data. We could convert it to tables that's control A, then control 2 if we wanted. But let me just do it like this. All right, so we can leave it like this. And we are with me in our last class, talked about something called pre-analysis. Pre-analysis where something. So in this pre-analysis, we are trying to break the data down to properly understand it. So it's mainly for our good. So in the pre-analysis, we have potential questions. Let me take my time to because the last class I was trying to struggle with that. Okay, so um, let's see some of the questions we need to answer. Top 10 best-selling games globally. Top 10 selling games globally. Let's call this D. Trying to just write out the questions. Market shares of sales by region. You can see this is market market shares of sales by region. Right. So these are the potential questions that will be answered now. That's what I'm doing. Sales trend by year. So we have the sales trend. Let me use the word. Let's do. We also try to answer market shares also very. I think I've. Yeah, this is market. This is top generated by global sales. Top generated by global sales, right? So let's put that in our analysis. Top generated by global sales. So what other questions did we answer? This is top platforms by global sales. I'm lazy, don't mind me. Don't want to type top platform by global sales. So let's call this E. Then all right. So these are the 5. How many charts did we even for that? It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is just 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Top publisher by global sales. Okay, top publishers. I'm trying to look for the period period this is coming from. Okay, let's add the top publisher by global sales. So these are our potential questions now. These are the questions that we try to answer, potential questions, and we have 6 of them. Now remember, I said the story of the data. This is where you outline the story that your data is trying to tell. Now this what I was trying to do. This data set. Let me use this data. History of the game sales of video game sales across different regions and global. So across different regions, let's say platforms, across different regions, platforms and publishers. Across different regions, platforms and publishers. Okay. Industry of data, gaming industry. That's industry of data. Stakeholders of our project. This is just remember all this is hypothetical, but in a real world sense, people would actually giving you the task to do this for us. So the stakeholders might be the maybe let's say in a real world setting, your stakeholder might be your manager. That's let's say the manager, as the case may be, manager, the analytics instructor, analytics manager, sales executive, officer. Just hypothetical. What success means to the industry? We are saying what success means. Success means getting. I was using in our last workout session. We're trying to say maybe we're trying to create one gaming app like that, and we're trying to understand the market share and everything. So success means getting the right channel for recent game build penetration in the game market for Ashimiko. That's what we name the game, hypothetically speaking, obviously. So the next is splitting our project. This all this is just for us. We have quantitative data, which is these ones are these ones are dependent. You can say dependent variables. Yeah, you can see dependent variables. You ask me why is it dependent variable? Dependent variables because imagine I just tell you look at it. I just say 29.02. I'm just telling you 29.02. Does it make any sense to you? It doesn't because it is dependent on categorical values to make any sense. So they are dependent variables or dependent values. So I'm just splitting them for our understanding. This is pre-analysis. All right. So these are dependent. Why these ones are independent variables? So independent variables meaning they can sound like if I tell you Nintendo, it makes sense me telling you Nintendo. Let's say Konami or Sony or whatever. So they are independent. They are independent. So now that we've done this is pre-analysis before we start pre-analysis. Now supposedly in analysis we do all of that today. So just stay with me. We're doing all of that today. So hopefully it's going to be a fun ride. Just stick with me. I'll be asking for feedback. So you might have to unmute your mic to speak to me. I want to be sure that you can hear me because I can't see anything from here. So this will be in analysis. Input analysis. In analysis. So here in analysis, we're going to what we'll be doing here is slicing and writing down whatever we've noticed. Let me come to our dashboard. This is where we stopped as of last week. So we created this is the line chart. This is the general market share with top 5 games. Then we've not brought the others. This is just top 10 best-selling games globally. But to make can you hear me? If you can, please just unmute and let me say something. Let me hear. Are you following me? Hello.
Yes,
Yes, we
sir.
can hear you.
All right. All right.
Yes, sir,
Oh,
but
many more have
confused.
joined. You are confused. Who is confused?
I'm also
Ahmad.
confused.
Ahmad, you are the one
Yes, sir.
confused.
The both of us are confused.
Yes, I'm confused, sir.
Hey, did you guys join the lab? Were you in our class last week? Let me know.
I'm following you, sir, but I'm confused.
Were you in the class last week? Did you join last week, Saturday? TCA, did you join last week, Saturday?
No, sir.
That's why.
No, sir. I will
No,
not be
no, no.
able to attend the last lesson.
Yeah, I think that's why. That's why. Because what I'm doing now, we look like those that were joined. If you join, just give a thumbs up, and you know you're following. Give a thumbs up. You see that those that joined, they are following because we started. We are not just doing. We didn't just start today, but I'll try to break it down. So if you are just joining, I'll do you guys some good and start. I will not start from the beginning at first, but I'll try and make you understand. Just stay with me. All right. So basically, this is the table we're working on. It's called video game sales. That's like video sales. The table came like this. Yeah, it came like this. This is the table. So we have the rank. It's talking about the best video games globally, and we are trying to see the sales. This NA sales means North America sales. EU sales means European Union sales. That's sales of the game in Europe. And the metric here is in $1,000,000. So this is $41.49 million. You get. All right. So this is JP is Japanese sales. Then other sales. And global is a sum total of the four of them, which we verified last week. So you might ask, why are we separating North America, Europe, and Japan from these ones? It is because these are the regions with the highest game playing rate, let's put it that way. So you usually see North America with their game sales higher than European Union, Japan, and all of that. So other sales is from both Africa, Asia, you get, so other parts of the world. Africa, Asia, and I will not say Europe because EU is already here, Europe is already here. So this is the publisher of the game sport, and basically it's almost 13,000 euros to 13,000 games. So there are many games, and this is our clean data. We introduced ID for those that joined the call when I was saying about ID, adding ID for your Premier League, whatever. This is the ID I'm saying. I started with 1201 and I prefilled it down. So ID is just to make it a unique identifier for either of these. I didn't want to use rank because rank signifies the position. Are we together? And that is that. I don't want to really go into them. So I was saying from last week that if you are given a data to analyze, you don't just go straight, do pivot table and run a dashboard and drop it for them. No. We are showing professionalism. We are trying to be different in a unique way, in a much better way. So what will stand you out from the others is going the extra. So we are trying to put in more work here, breaking our analysis down into three parts: pre-analysis, in-analysis, recommendations, and conclusion. So in our pre-analysis, this is what you are supposedly going to cover. You have the potential questions. It's the first thing there because what drives you to do analysis? Questions must drive you. Why are you even looking at that data? Are you just trying to play with charts or you want to impress your LinkedIn followers? What is the reason that why are you trying to do the analysis? Those will come under your potential questions.
So
Now we
please, I
want to
have
look
a
at the top. What's that?
I didn't get where you how you got your ID. You said something about it. I think that's where I had a challenge. Your ID, when you were saying something, you started from 121. So I wanted to know how you filled it.
Okay. So let me see. I hope everyone is listening. This is the raw data. This is my clean data. I just added ID. See what I did there. Insert column. You can say this is let's say VG new ID, for instance. VG new ID. Please mute your mic. I'm getting echoes. I hear. So VG new ID. Just want to do so. You can say 1111 and enter. And since they are, make sure there are no duplicates. In fact, make sure there are no duplicates. Control A. Then come to this plate. Then come to go to special. Then from there you see where's the place. Okay, this is for blanks. This thing has even skipped my head. Please, who can unmute mic and tell me how to find duplicates? I beg. Because I've used Power BI too much now.
Use
Sometimes
Power
Excel will
Query.
just evade me. Please, those that do the LMs. No, without Power Query, like there's a way you find duplicates here. Anybody? I think it's
It's not in data.
yes, I think it's data. Thank you. Then you see remove duplicate. Who said data? Let me thank the person. Who said data? Who said it? You want to collect your accolades? Oh, all right. Joseph Solomon. All right. So you just remove. If I click remove duplicate here, then based on which columns is asking me, let me remove duplicate. Let me avoid reading you. So I want to remove duplicate based on these columns. Okay. You see, no duplicates were found. So since they are not duplicates, remember, Deborah, I did 1 1 1 1. I can just click this down, come here. You see that it's still doing 1 1 1 1. Then you fill series. When you fill series, it goes serially 1 1 1 2 down to, since there are 16,000 rows here, add 16,000 plus 1 1. You have 17,101, 111. So or whatever, I don't know. So you see the ID pre-filling down here. So that's what I did. If you don't want to do one, it's just something unique. You can do 101, maybe binary. 101 in binary, I think is 10. I don't know. I remember. You can do it like that. Then come here and few series 102, 103, like that. Or you just use one. So that's what I did for this VG ID. So that's how you create your own identifier. You get it. Now for the pre-analysis, as I said, after you get the story of your data, what the data is telling. If I had time, I would have written more. Usually, you can take time to just what the entire thing the data is telling you from a glance. You can even talk about how the data is from 1980 all down to, I think, to 2020. Talk about all of those things in the story. The industry of the data. Knowing the industry helps you to understand how you would recommend. Because imagine the industry of data is gaming, and in my recommendation, I'm giving recommendations to players or maybe something that is not just out of it. So that's why the pre-analysis is helping you as the analyst. You might not share this when you're sharing your report. You might share the in-analysis, recommendation, and conclusion. But it's good to include it so that they see the background of your analysis, see that you didn't just work on charts and dump charts on their faces. So coming here to project split, or you can call it data split, whatever. So we are splitting data into dependent variables and independent variables. How do you know the difference between dependent variables and independent variables? The layman version is usually numerical columns or quantitative data. You're usually dependent. If I just come to you and I say, oh, hey bro, 41.9, it's not attributed to anything, so it doesn't make sense on its own. That's why it's dependent. It depends probably on categorical values to make any sense. But if I come to you and I tell you Nintendo, and I'm saying just Nintendo on its own makes sense, you already know what I'm talking about. But I say sport, all this makes sense. So they are independent. They can stand on their own and make meaning. Breaking it down to simplest terms now. They can stand on their own and they can make a meaning. Same with region. What's this region doing here? Okay, I think I added that. Maybe. So year and platform, all of that. So that's what pre-analysis is all about. But we've done majority of that in our last class. Today we'll be going towards in-analysis. But to do our in-analysis, we need to complete our dashboard, add the slicer, and you can get some insights. You start seeing insights you would not normally see from looking at it. So let's go to our dashboard. I will do some, I'll amend some things here, such as this. For instance, this, I want us to amend this. Okay, this year, this global sales trend by year, I want us to start from the 2000 to 2020 because we want to look at this century. We don't want to go to the 20th century. We want to look at the 21st century from 2000. So how do I? It's a question I'm asking now, and I will need someone to answer. How do I filter out 1980 to 1999? Because I just want 2000 to 2020. Is there anybody? Just unmute your mic, state your name, and go ahead with your answer.
Come again with the question, sir.
How do I? Okay,
think
I want to look at. Then let me go over the question again. So I have 1980 down to 2020, but I just want 2000 to 2020. I don't need 1980, 19 to 1999. How do I filter out these guys? Anybody?
Since it is a pivot
I
table,
feel
I
like
think you can add filter
Yeah, one at
filter
a time. One
for
at
the
a time.
year.
We can add.
With the use of slides and the slides are
That,
Okay.
the
Who
time
else?
the slides
Who else? Will time slicer work?
Now, I
Time
think we can
slicer.
filter from the pivot table.
Yes, sir. From the figure table,
Time slicer.
then we filter it from
Okay.
there.
Okay. All right. So remember, I don't know. I was telling you guys that many roles to the market. Yeah. So the major thing is knowing what you want and knowing how to go about it. So you are correct. If you said time slicer, that can work. If you want to filter directly here, that would also work. You can filter out. If you filter here, then you come to value filters. You can filter out for okay, no, not value, sorry. Come to label filters. Then can just do less than or equal to blah 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 blah. Less than or equal to 2000 and let's say greater than or equal to 2000. So that's what we said. So if I click OK, can you see what happened? Okay, I think we can see it. So we can see that we now have 2000 to 2020. You see how I did that? This is the label filter. So since it's on the row label, you're going to do a label filter. If you wanted to filter on this, you would have done a value filter. So now we are focusing on the 21st century from 2000 to 2020. The other way is the other way would work. The person that said time slicer. If I already inserted a slicer, then I would come. You see a slicer. You see a slicer, whatever here. Then you come to slicer setting, blah blah blah. But this is usually the fastest and best. So you can just filter directly. And now I just have from 2000 to 2020. Are we together? Okay. So it has, I think, the change has affected here. 2000 to 2020. So we're still, trying to adjust some of these things from our ideas. Okay. It was between tick marks. This is axis position because this is X and horizontal. See the naming, this highlight that came up here. You can see, let me bring it down. You can see where you wrote horizontal category axis. So these are axes. That is X and Y. So I don't want it like this because you are not communicating if you are doing it like this because it's between tick marks. So I want it on the tick marks. You can do it like this. And okay, I think this is much better. I can extend it. Do like this. Something like this is okay. So it's done. So all right. So let's keep bringing in our chart because of space. If you notice, this was supposed to be 10. This was top 10. Where is it? Top 10 best-selling games globally. If I want to make it 5, probably it's 2. I want to since from number. Let me show you guys something. From number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they are almost the same value. So I just want to focus on the top 5, for instance. How you do that is the same, just the same thing. Filter, come to top 10, remove it from 10 and include the 5 and press enter. So you just adjust it to 10. Then you can do this. So in your dashboard, the change will be affected. That's why these charts, our charts, they are linked to this pivot. So if I do anything here, it will automatically show wherever everything is. That's why I wanted all this to come from the same pivot well. Don't worry, just tell me, you see the importance of all these things we are doing. So we have I have this is the top 5 best-selling games. Mythology. Let me just say best-selling games globally. This is okay. So best-selling games globally. Okay. And like this. So for those that missed the last class, I was saying something about you know, having, how did I put it? I was saying something about having, I was saying rules when you're making dashboards, things you should do, things you should not do. Who can remind me? For those that were in the last class, who can remind me? What did I should do? Yeah, I didn't hear you.
Avoid contrast.
You have background noise. So, what else? Is there anybody? I could not really get what you're saying.
I was going to avoid contrast. Sorry,
Okay. I said, if I remember, I said avoid outlines. Yes, outlines. No outlines. That's number the one rule. Rule of no outlines. So outlines is if you are designing or you're creating a dashboard, ensure that you don't have outlines. Let me show you what outlines are. Look at this line, or look at this. Let me use this chart. Come to outline. Let me give it, even the color is look at. Let me give it this color. You can see this outline here. Avoid it. Make sure that whatever you're doing, you don't have outline, just no outline. So outlines will really mess things up for you. So yeah, I guess that. I also said something about the Z rule. Make sure that your chart, your dashboard follows a Z pattern. I'll explain that very soon. But just stay with me as I arrange some of these things. Okay, so sometimes, because this thing we're doing is very realistic, let me bring it to a full detail. So sometimes you'll be creating a dashboard like this, and you'll be wondering, where do I keep where do I drop either of these charts? How do I do this? How do I know where to keep what and how to keep what? So this is what I do that really helps me. So I'm going to do it here so that you guys will understand. So remember that we are telling a story. We are telling a story with our data. So if they want to look at this thing. Imagine you are coming to the dashboard and saying, oh, wow, this is the sales trend here. So we are showing the sales of the total sales by year. You can see that there is a trend in 2008 that the high trend here, like the hikes rather. So you can see that 2027 and 2017, everything declined, game sales declined, maybe due to COVID, I don't know, from 2017 to 2020. So this is what you look at. Then what next do you want them to see? That's what you do on this side. So if um I've showed them this, that's the trends for the year. We would want to see out of this one now, the global sales, which ones are now performing the best. That's why we have the best selling game too. So after seeing the total global sales per year, you would now see, oh, which sorts is actually doing well. GTA, which is, I know many of us know GTA 5 is also, they did well, $55.92 million sales. Super Mario, Tetris, and Mario Kart. So these are the top 5. So after the top 5, they would now want to see, okay, among these top 5 games, hmm, among these top 5 games now, what are their market shares based on the region? That's where you see NA. If you look at this chart here, come on. If you look at this chart here, yes, this one here, you would see NA sales, EU sales, GP sales, and other sales. and these are the deeper grain for any sales, and like that, like that, like that. So what I'll do here is I'll come to fill and say no fill. No fill means I don't want the background to be filled with anything. So I want it transparent because there's already a shape. I added a shape here and I'm making it transparent so that it will sit directly on it. That's the idea. Okay. So I'll just drop this to sit comfortably on it. Try to adjust it. I can reduce this, elongate this, then also do the necessary adjustment for this. So everything is very clear. Then also reduce this. Okay. So make sure that there are no outlines, as I said. Then the second thing is the zero. The third thing is consistency. Make sure that the space between this shape and this shape is the same everywhere. So Excel is limited. It's not showing you some lines to properly measure everything, but you need to be very, very, very careful. So don't make everything should be on the same level. So you use your eyes very well. Make sure they're on the same level. I want to put a space here. Okay, I would like to put a space. I want space to be here. So that's how I'm shifting. I would shift this because I want to put my sliders there. Okay, so okay. So basically, what I'm trying to do to ensure consistency, I don't want a situation whereby one is bigger than the rest. So I'm trying to ensure that everything is outlined properly and they follow the same. I want to shift this to go inside. Yes, something like this. So we'll still come and do other adjustments if it's necessary. Let's bring in our other chart. So we are left with let's bring in this top genre by global sales. Genre is what whether the action. Obviously, action games are sold the most. Action games. So we didn't have known this without using a pivot. So come to the dashboard, do a control V. Then on this place, I can remove the. I don't want it to be filled with any color, so I say no fill. See that it's transparent. Then reduce it to fit. See it.
Sorry to cut
Okay,
you.
shift the
This
type up.
outlines. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
So I wanted to, sorry to cut you. I guess
Go
maybe my
ahead.
network went off during that time you were seeing. So during these outlines that are here, did you design it yourself, or is there a template for this? The outline on that.
This okay, they are not called outline, they are called it's more like a shape. So I put a shape. I think you are not in our last class. How I added that was you come to insert, then sorry, you come to insert, then you see where is it? Shapes. Yes, yeah. So under shapes, I selected these rounded rectangles. So I added sorry, insert, then shapes, rounded rectangle, that's this, then just like this. You get, then fill it, come to filling, I filled it with white. And I remove, you can see what I said about outlines. Now this is outline. This blue thing you're seeing outside, the outline. So you come to outline and say no outline. You see it's the same thing what we have here. So that's how I
Okay.
do it.
That means you
So
manage
you
the
can
two.
drop the chart that way. You can drop the chart that way with the follow background. But I love to put a shape. It helps you to organize your work very well. So this is let me bring this, drop it here. Keep this to the side. So you get what you want. Yeah, so that's what you'll be doing. Now, if you notice that there's a gray line here, who can see it? You can see that there's a gray line here because there's outline. When I remove the background of the chart, I do not remove the outline. So you come to outline, no outline. So that now it's transparent. So that's what I was trying to achieve. So make sure that it is sitting directly like inside. You don't have okay. Let me reduce this. Trying to bring it away from the title there. Okay. Then adjust this to the like a bit something like this. This is the top general by sales. You ask, sir, how can we adjust the roundedness? If you want to adjust the roundedness of any shape, use this yellow line. Can you see this line here? Is this yellow or brown? So if you increase it, it's see if you reduce it, if you put it to the tip, it's box now rectangle. But then if you shift it a bit, I'm trying to reduce the roundedness. I don't want it to be too rounded. I'm sure you guys are getting what I did. So I just want to reduce how rounded the shape is. So yeah. Okay. So basically that's let me just do that and then we'll continue adding. So the last shape we'll bring in before we do the final topic on our dashboard, which is this. Yeah, I think like two more sets. Total platforms by global sales. Come here to the dashboard. You paste it here. This is where you do your rough work. From here, let me remove these bars, these lines there. Then I'll remove the outline, no field. So it's transparent. Put the title up a bit. Reduce this to fit what I want. Drag this here. Reduce this a bit. Just let it change. This one, once it's too high. I think I use, make sure it's consistent. So I'm trying to check the one I used for the other one. So I use calibre 14. So same thing will be applied in. I'll use 814 here. Then adjust these. Adjust these. Plus 12. Okay. Let me do the count of this. Service. Can bring this down here. Or reduce. And this to 10. Make it 10. Let's make everything 10. Try to be why okay that way. Okay, so now that we brought I think this one was after. So make sure that's why it takes time to know what you're doing, what you want to deliver. Take the time. So it's not something you rush to do. you can just let me, because I'll be needing this a lot more often. Let me just pin it. So when I want to studio dashboard, I'll really it. Alright, so I'll just format Painter, format this, format Painter, format this, format Painter, format this. So everything just align what I want. Alright, so we have the top platforms, top genre. I can add what else have I not brought in here? I think it's this top publishers. Looking at the top publishers. Let me do the editing and things. Format Painter, format Painter. We do this like 10, 11, 11. Okay. So let's keep this here. We'll come back to it. Come back to it. Downstairs. Okay. Market share. So trying to bring this to this side, moving the shape. So I want to move the shape and the chart. So when you tap on this chart, you hold down Control and touch the shape so that you can be able to drag the two of them together. You can drag the two of them together instead of doing it one by one. So I want this to come here. Make sure that it's following the same. So I want the chart, this one and this to come together. Make sure that you are consistent with the spacing. Okay. So I think yes, this is it. Do this small. All right. So now let's give it title. Let me work with Aptos. Now the title, this is your dashboard. And what dashboard? What is the title? Who can recommend a title for me? What do you think the title of the dashboard should be? Global game sales analysis. So this is a report, a bracket 2020 to 2000 2020. So let's work with this title. Then we can start doing the normal increase size. Use the 20, centralize it. Use the color should be the color we're working with. Which I do the color there. So I can decide to change the background of the image. Let me fill it with a different background. Use the deep background and use a white. Whose mic is unmuted? Use a white.
I was actually going to add video games as all the other chat titles just use games as well. So the main title.
You are echoing. I can't even hear you.
For you can just read it out for Mr. Gaius.
Is whose voice did I hear? Is that Mr. Divine? Oh, you're on the call.
I'm the one. Yeah.
Okay. You're welcome. I didn't even add video games to the title. Video games. Yeah, video games. Thank you. It's not just games, it's video games. Thank you for that. So global video game sales analysis report 2020. I think this is okay. Let me increase the font to, yeah, let it be very bold. This is too much. Let's make it 26. Okay, this is okay. So you see the way I made this background, I'm using a deeper color for the background and a white font, so that everything, when you start to see everything in full like this, starts to make sense. Okay, what else? Let's go ahead with the KPIs. I'll show you what I do with KPIs. So let's say the first one in the middle. See, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one in the middle is my focus point. So the focus point might be total games, total games, total games, or let me just say total video game revenue, total video game revenue. Then I can just highlight it. Stay with me here so that you guys will have less questions. So just highlight all of these, place in the middle. Let me use Aptos and increase the font to, let's say, A14, and probably bolding it. Let me use 13. Okay, so total video game revenue. So this is trying to say all the revenue, everything that all the games so far. So what you do here is you'd have how do I put it? Let me just put it here. So let's name this KPIs, right? So these are KPIs that would include total video game revenue. That's what we want to add now. So now how you do this is to make sure that you are linking it to your pivot table, so that if you are slicing, everything is changing, the change is affecting, and all of those things. Make sure that you're always attaching it to your pivot table. So to get the sum, you are going to add, you come to the, where is it? This is, you can get it from here. Either you use this is now the global series, the total global series for the 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 general, 5811.31. You can see it, right? You can see that for the filter for anything here. Okay, this one will top something. Is there a filter here? Okay. I'm trying to make sure that there are no filters at all. Okay. So this, for all the games, this is the sum 5811.31. 5811.31. Trying to check why it's not the same with this. If we do the no filter. Oh, I did the top 5 here because I think, let me just remove this. So you can come to do proper investigation. Just the control shift L. Here's the clean data. This is it. So I want to be sure how many platforms. Oh, there are more than, okay, there are many platforms than I filtered. But for general, we just have, oh, there are many more. Okay. Publish, how many do we have? So many publishers. All right. Okay, so okay, let's use this. So all these are not actually the total sum I'm looking for. So what I'll do is I will create another pivot table to get this. Because if I do anything here now, it will affect the chart because they are linked. So what I'll do is I'll do a control C for this. Then let's do the KPIs down here. Control V. So that I will remove Just clear filter, clear all the filter. Now these are all the games. Let me bring in. Let me use region to get it. So let's come here, field list. Let me remove the name and let's use
Okay, so Mr. Gaius,
yeah.
Jamie is asking how you set the theme of your charts that makes it easier to create each to look alike without each needing to needing individual editing. So it's like, how did your charts have similar coloring that when you just create a new shape, it automatically takes the color without having to do much editing?
The person did not join the last class, so you see all these things you are seeing. It's not. I didn't meet it there. It's not like he came with the column. All these things you see here and people, all these charts, we appended them. They didn't just come. You get. Don't worry, just take time when the video is out. Watch the last. We did a lot in the last one. What I'm just trying to do is just final touches. So we did a lot. We did a lot in our last listing. You get. So basically, I want to get the total sum of sales, and I want to use I'm using the platform. We check platform total sales from platform 8820.36. If you remove the platform and say, let's use general, you see it's 8820.36. Do you see it? Now see what you do here. To answer the question of total revenue, stay with me, please, so that you get the dashboard. You would name, there's something called naming. I think you would have seen something like that in your learning. Just right click on this and how do you even should it again? Just give me a minute. View. Where is it? It's been a while I did the dashboard and Excel. Okay, so there are two ways, but I'm trying to look for the easier one for you guys. Just wait to. Let me just, because of time. The cell name, we can name it here. Let me just use this place to name it. You see this cell name is B144, right? I can name it as total revenue, right? So my center value. Let me just say revenue. Because there was space before, that was why I didn't do. Let me just use total revenue. So I have this one. So I'm trying to name revenue. Okay, so I'm trying to name the sheet total revenue. So if I click on total revenue, it just goes here. So see what I will now do. You come to your dashboard. So okay, so I'm trying to get the total revenue. So what you do is come here, then enter. See, it's equal to. Okay, this is the flip. Sorry. I made a mistake. Let's insert a text box here. Inside the text box. Total revenue. See the name we give it in total revenue. So you can see we put the total revenue here, but see the value here. Did you see it? It's coming in as, because I've already named it. I say, oh, this guy, I collect the name total revenue. So it's coming in as this value. So see what I can now do here. I can come here I can adjust the number format. I can say, okay, come as currency, but in dollars. Yes. Okay. It's dollars. United States dollars. But let me use special custom. Sorry, custom. I want it to come as something like this. I want it to come as, here's the dollar sign. Dollars. Okay. Dollars hash, comma, hash, enter. You see it has changed, blah blah blah. So, but then let me add, since we are doing it in millions, I will not really break down all this number from what I'm doing. You should have been in your lesson. Today we just focus on, but just look at what I'm doing. Just focus on the learning today. So then put the apostrophe or quote, quotation mark, sorry, and put million, click enter. So we can see it 8,000, meaning 8 billion. Putting it that way as per, so you will know that 8 billion. In case I just want to put it that way, it shows here. So what we would now do here is do the usual centralizing, see that centralized. If you want to bolden it, can you see? Then since there's an outline here, you can say no outline. So total revenue. Let me show you something before we continue. Insert slicer. Let me show you one. Just insert slicer. Yes, slicer. Okay. So if I insert slicer, since I added it to the data model, see it is here. So I'll say open. I've added slicers now. I can identify all my slicers, all my different tables. So if you want to add slicers based on the year. Year, right? Here's the year. Okay. I'll say okay. So I have here. I want to show you guys something. So if slicer is here and I want, let's say you can even filter the slicer. You can filter the slicer under slicer setting, blah blah blah. Let's say I want 2000 now. I just want to see the total sales of 2010. Report connections. You come to report connections here. So report connections is like this slicer you've created. What and what do you want it to affect? You can see the 4 pivot table. Because I was not creating so many different whatever, I just created few people, I think up to 5. So these are the pivot tables. So if I say whatever I select in this slicer should affect all these pivot table, and I click OK. If I click 2010, you see the sales made in 2010. Everything, let me come out. So everything changes. So you can now see how you add or you allow your slicer to affect your KPIs. It will look like magic. It will look like, in fact, when your friends see it, they'll be like, "Ah, bro, did you use Power BI for this?" Because it's reacting. If I say 2011, you can see sales in 2011 is 516. It was okay. Let me even see what happened in COVID. What was sales in COVID during COVID period? Our data we didn't really have that this in 2020. Data is really 2017. I stopped. So total sales does not really capture what 2017. You can investigate it that way because your slides have already added to 2015, $264 million and all of that. Even 2018, 1980, there was no sales. Sales was minimal. If you come to pivot tables, okay, it's $11 million here. And I think, okay, I attached it to just, okay. But then you get what I'm trying to say. You get what I'm trying to say. So everything is supposedly reacting to. Then when you click on it, you just clear off. You can clear off filter from here, and everything goes back to the way it is. So you already have the slider here. What I will just do now is, since I added this is total revenue coming here as this. I can put this as, to make this more like very effective. Okay, to make this very effective, sorry, so that we don't have errors now. And remove this. To make this very effective, I'm going to say sum of this. I'll say equal to sum of everything here. Enter. So this is now what I would link the sheet to be. So let's name this new total. All this is just 2FA so that we don't have issues. New total revenue, that is this thing here. So I can come here back to this place and change this from equal. So once I just, you see it's already even coming out. You can call it out, new total revenue, double click and click enter. See, let's just give it 16 and 16. Use the color we're working with by using the diagram and bolding. So that's how you can do for others. Let's quickly do for others. Let's say total revenue. Let's say top performing region. Let's say top performing region. Control A. Change this to Aptos. I'm trying to work off time and my battery. Okay, top performing region. What did I put this as? 13. Okay, top performing region. Let's make this 13. Centralize it, use the color, bolding it. Okay, then come to, you can just duplicate this. Control D. You can use Control D. So you duplicate this for you. You can use Control C and V. You want, you can use Control D. So top performing region, just like what we did here. You see what we can do here. Now here's the EU blah blah blah. Okay, I think here we have the EU sales. I think that was at the top. That was this. So we have NA sales, EU sales, JP sales, and other sales. See what I can do here. This is where you have, now I was saying Excel knowledge is a build upon. See what you do here. We can do here. You could do here. You can say equal to, can use the function max. Say we knew max. Okay, so max if sorry. Max if means that when like when the maximum return the value of, you see what I'm trying to do. I don't know how to explain, but this is the max range. I'm trying to check among this range to get comma. What is the criteria range? The criteria range is this. I should, the criteria one is that's just the criteria range. Sorry. What's to do? No. Okay. Then the criteria one to just check something. So basically what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to return, this is the max range, then the criteria range is this value here. Max range, the criteria range is Sorry. It will have a total sales here. But let me just put it that way. Just will have a total sales here. Let me add the global sales under it. So basically, what I'm trying to do, for you guys, for people following, if you are following me, I'm trying to get the marks so that I will link it to the cell and everything just automatically works. That's why I'm using. As I'm using a max if. I'm using a max if so that it will return the maximum value to side by given. Okay. Okay. Let me use something else. Let me use if statement. Oh, that will use. Don't worry. Don't worry, guys. Let me just remove this. I wanted to link it, but don't worry. I'll just use this any source.
So what was like the condition we are trying to get the maximum? What is the criteria?
So see what I'm trying to do. Yes, maybe you did want to help me out. I'm trying to link it to this cell so that this is the total sum of the region. Like you have the NSOs for the top 5. You get. So I'm trying to return this value for the maximum. Do you get? So
So wait, you are trying
if it's
to
higher, yeah, like 139 is the highest, then it should return NSOs. Just this, not the value. Just the word.
okay. It should
Do you get?
NA
Yes,
sales, not the value.
NSOs. Yeah. So that I will now link it to this
Okay,
cell.
so let's see that formula you wrote before. I think it's just to alternate the formula. Because I think you wrote max if I think it's one condition. So I think we're using one if.
No, there's no max if. Usually max is just max if.
If.
That's how it is.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I should alternate it. That way I think.
Yeah, so instead of max range will now be up. Will now be the row labels.
Okay. You now do this, Abby?
Yes.
With criteria range, you now be this.
Yes, criteria range will now be this.
Criteria 1. Let me see. I can't run it like this. I need criteria 1. Criteria 1 now is if I don't know, they're trying to look at it based on.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's just use max and use the no, it has to be based on their total.
Yes. If I use max to return this, it will return the value. And the max is this. Then maybe I can use
Yeah, I think look up works.
Many rows to the market. You see what I was saying? Look up this value, when this value, and return.
And return the row label. Return the row label.
And return the row label.
Yes.
Excel is funny. You just look up this value, then this is the lookup array. Sorry, this is the lookup array.
It's a grand total that's lookup array.
Yes, then return this row label, of this row label. So so this is what I will now link it with.
Yes.
So I can name this best region. So if I come to this dashboard, instead of having here, I can just equate this to best region. So enter. That's right. So we are following, right? I think. Thank you, Mr. Divine. But you guys get the idea behind, like, get what we're trying to do. I'm trying to relate everything to the pivot table. If you see, if I apply a slicer here now, let's say 2015.
Please, can you just
2015, you see that it was EU sales. Can I? Who said something?
assist to just re-explain, please? Sorry.
Okay, I'll do that. So,
Sorry, Mr. Gaius, you see that
if,
the lookup function works better because
yeah,
since we
it
had
works
the
better.
max, it
Mm,
changes.
yes. We already had the max, the maximum of all of this. Then based on the
So
max, then I'm now
by the time you actually,
returning the value. To answer the question, let me explain. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to link everything to the pivot well. So I'm trying to link it to this table. So based on this this whole table here, we have EU sales, JP sales, NA sales. Now I want it to return the, you can see what we have a top performing region. I want it to be linked to this table. I don't just want, if I write it by hand, just write NA sales and I filter, it will not react. It will not even go, like, it's not, that's not an interactive dashboard. So what I want to do is make everything interactive. So I'm trying to get the maximum of all the sales. So we have, I'm using the max. So the max function returns the maximum of all of this. I'm just looking at it to know that this is the maximum. That's why it brings it here. Then based on this maximum, I'm now using lookup to now return the name, that's whatever is up here. So if I, so what I did was X lookup. We are looking up for this guy 139.45 among this range. This is the lookup array. Then the return array is this. So wherever it finds 139.5, it should return the corresponding array here. So that's why you can see any sales here. So it is this sheet I renamed. You can rename it as best region. And I came here to the dashboard. Now linked it here to best region. So that if I change anything in the future, if I change anything at all, I mean 2015, it will just see 2015, I see that it was EU sales. In 2014, the max was EU sales. 2013, it was North America sales. Can you see? So this way we can 2017, because we have little data on that. So see, it's now, this is now what you call interactive data, even in Excel. If it's Japan now in 1987, Japan, they sold more games. So you understand, right? So that's the idea behind it. So we have two more KPIs and we'll add some more sliders and we are done. So let me just show this somewhere. Did you get me? Did you get what I said? If you are following me, give me a thumbs up. If you are following me, give me a thumbs up. Yeah, good. Someone that said max if would not work. I tried max, not, there's no max if, there's only if. Don't worry, we tried it. I don't know if maybe there's another way I did not do that might
and I
have worked.
think
Then
and I think because max if works with numerical data, because it's going to check the maximum of numerical data, so that's what we mean to.
okay. All right, let's continue. But you get the pattern now. So next KPI, let's do um so let's do, since we have, I'm going to bring best, let's say best, trying to use another word. Let's use most sold. I'm trying to use a year. I'm trying to identify the year with the most sales. No, I can't. Let me not add the year since there's already a slicer for that. Let me use top and use highest almost sold. Okay. If you have another English, I'm just, my head is everywhere now. Can you just help me out? So I'm trying to just see the best genre. That's what I'm trying to do. This is texting, centralize this, building this, then just so copy, can also be control D, so then copy and pasting. So what we're trying to do here is IS genre. So definitely I want to link it to a pivot table. So come to the one with the genre. This is genre now. And this is all. Is this all? Or are this all? This one is this genre? I think this is the genre, right? I think this was, let me open the pivot well. Field list.
Yes, I guess
Yeah,
that's
this is the genre. Yeah, the genre.
someone
So
is
I'm trying to see the
suggesting
mark.
most popular genre.
Most popular see, thank you. That works very well. Most popular. Hmm, what am I writing? Sorry. Most popular genre. Alright. So since this is genre, I can just write something else and I'm just doing marks. This one is easy. The same thing we did there, we can do it here. So I'll say equal to, I'm looking for the marks of all of this. The marks of all that, there will be a formula that will add all these things together. I think maybe if I do a nested marks in a VLOOKUP, something or XLOOKUP, but there's no time for that today. So here I'll do equal to XLOOKUP. So I'm looking up this among this and return the corresponding genre. Close the bracket, enter. So action, so I can just name this. And name this one here. Let me just name it genre. Don't come to action TikTok. So let's come to this sheet. Come here. Come here. Change this from total revenue. You see the genre we created. Let me just write AG. Comes up. Double click. Double click. So once you double tap on it and you press enter, you just choose the action. Then you can amend. I use a 16 here. Loading. So action is the best now. So let's see for other years. I'm sure action will top in most of it. But let's see. 1987. It was grand total. I included the whatever from it. Let me clear the sheet. I'm coming. Let me clear the sheet. So I made a mistake here. Okay, I think it should be in the nested. Oh, it moved up here. So probably there was some genre that was missing. So when it moved up here, it showed grand total. So what we can do here is summing all of them. Okay. I can exclude. I don't want grand total here. Remove grand total. There's it. Can't even see anything.
You
My eyes are everywhere.
grand total.
Where did they remove grand total? Where is it, Abi? I'm not seeing it. Where?
Grand total.
Grand total.
Yes, right click on it.
Okay, on the grand total. Yes, thank you. Remove grand total. Yes, Jerry. So everything is in play now. So let me see. Fighting. In 1987 it was fighting. 1988 it was platform. Puzzle. Sharp. So action. This is it. So you see that everything is now interactive. Let's add two more. So I've done popular genre, total video game revenue. Now let's look at the game now. Best performing games. Yes, please later someone will look for the English for me. So I'm trying to look at the particular game itself. Best or top best game sold. I don't even know. Later, you help me out with that one. Can write in the comment section. So I'll just pick it. Is still saying something?
I
Someone is
demand.
saying something.
Say I demand.
I didn't hear you say what. I'm hearing game with the high demand. Is that what you said? Just write it. I'll just lift it. Just come here and copy it from me. Okay, but let me continue. So best game sold. Let me go with that. Copy this or just do Control D and duplicate it. So I'm looking at the game itself, the best game. To do this, I need to see all games and see their marks. To do that, I would have to copy all of this. I'm just trying to link everything to their pivot tables. Okay, so copy, then let's click enter, paste in here. So
Someone says highest selling game.
highest selling game. Yeah, that's good. So now name. If I bring the name here, you see the all game sold. So there are two ways I could do this. Since this is based on name. Yes, okay. Since this is based on name, right? And it's based, if you notice, this is from the highest to the lowest, if I'm not mistaken. Sort by, let's confirm, sort by largest to smallest. So what we can do is I can link it to this here. I can just name this here. This one, this particular cell. I can name this cell A150. Since I'm doing it at highest to lowest, I can name A150 top game. I don't want to do max whatever. This is just better and faster. Top game. So I can come here, come to this general, change it to top game. Press enter. So we spot general basis. Undo. I don't want control A. So so let's make this 16. Okay, put a bold. So we spot now did well average overall. Change this to the color we're using. This to the color we're using. So if I do 1990, it was Super Mario World. I think then Mario was trending. So in 2000, it was Pokemon Crystal. So all this helps us and see that everything is very interactive. Now the last one would add before we call it a day is let's look at have we looked at platform? Okay, platform is the next platform here. So centralized. Let's carry this on Control D. Drop it here. All right. So let's attack it here. So we're looking at the top platforms now, most popular platform. Are we together? So it's a top platform, but this is not all. But I don't want to mess with this because it's linked to this chat. If I mess with it to scatter the chat, easy thing to do is just I can copy it, come down to the end of all the games. You can paste it. The good thing about this is once you do it once, you don't need to do anything again. Then filter, clear filter. So it fills all of them for me. So from here I can just do I can pick it from here because the top one is always, let me just sort, let me sort from largest to smallest so that I can pick this and just say top platform. Yeah, top platform and click enter. So I'll come to my dashboard and change this from best region to top platform. So it comes in, double tap, click enter. Top platform is PS2. How am I not surprised? So change this to 16. Use the color I'm working with, bold. I can remove this for today. Let me remove this. So your slicer, you come to slicer. We've already reported connections. I think that's fine. You can still make sure that everything is ticked. Okay, these are the pivot tables. Everything is ticked. Then make sure you're using the color related. Let's just use this green or use the deeper green, whichever works. I think this lighter green washes well. So you can extend it for the whole year. If you want to, because of time, you can do just a I'll add just two sliders. Control, okay, Control C, Control V. Let's add another slider beside. So let's make this slider. Come here to slider settings. Sorry. Let me just insert a new slider. Let me just insert a new slider and do it again. But there's a way you can edit it from the so data model, the sliders in my workbook. So let's slice by genre. Let's slice by genre. So these are the two sliders I would add. Report connections. Someone's mic is unmuted. 3, 4.
Hi, John. Do you have a question?
Please tell him to unmute to mute his
Christopher,
mic.
can you please mute your mic?
Thank you. So these are the genres and slicing by here. Just ensuring that everything is consistent. So you can raise this up and increase your and change one last thing slicer. Let's use the same lights that we used. Use a bit. So you can see now we have a dashboard. You can see now that we have a dashboard. Let me put this out. 100. So you can see now that okay, your supervisor will be like, oh, let's look at adventure games. You click on adventure. If it has everything. Adventure, okay, this is the sales and can adjust this here or whatever. Okay, let's say sales adventure in 2011. You can see, oh, PS3 did well. So you can just observe, and everything is just following through. You can clear the connections if you want. And for adventure games now, see the best game sold, Assassin's Creed. Imagine we did not add this to the pivot table like this chart we did. You would not be getting your right. So you can see now for adventure games, it's generating $235 million. And the most popular platform for adventure games is DS. The top region is this. Now, in your in analysis, let me clear this. In your in analysis, so in your in analysis, when you come to your in analysis here, what you'd write here is first one now in analysis based on here. Let's start from 2000 because our emphasis in the year. Can see in the year 2000, you now start writing. When you come here, you slice. There's a dashboard. you slice for 2000. So in year 2000 now, see that in 2000, popular game genre, you start writing here. There's in analysis. In the year 2000, you start writing the popular, you can see it now, the popular game genre for this year was, so you start writing like that. So when you slice by 2000, since your focus is maybe the first 10 years or whatever, depending on what you're looking at, you start writing all of these things. The best-selling game is Pokemon. This you can see the same thing here that is here, and the top platform is this, blah blah blah. The top rate. So this is how you just slice, and everything you observe after slicing by year, for instance, you write them in your in analysis. Just the same way, if you let me clear the filter from here. If you want to look at based on your emphasis on based on genre, so let's look at action games now. So for action games, you can see that blah blah blah. The best-selling game is GTA. That's for action. See, you can even notice that GTA ranks all the GTA. This is GTA 4, GTA 5, GTA 5, GTA 4, GTA 3, all of those things. So you can even put it in your in analysis that GTA dominates the action game sales. So all those things, everything you observed after slicing, that's what will come in your in analysis. Then your recommendations will be, okay, from what you've analyzed and what you've seen, what are the recommendations you are giving to your stakeholders? Because of time, I will just show you what I mean, but basically we're done with our dashboard. This is just a simple yet unique dashboard that you don't need to later out. You can sort out this one. I wanted to filter, so let me leave it for now. So this is simple dashboard. If you want, you can add icons. It's optional, but the major thing is make sure that you are communicating. Is that okay? So I guess this is it. But let me show you guys. Let me save this Control S. For the I was trying to tell you guys Windows D. Let me show you this one here. This is one analysis idea. I just wanted to show you what I mean by. So this one now is corruption. Is one of the ones I did. Corruption, that's CPI index, corruption perception. Look at something like this now. We have the slicers. These are the icons I was talking about. The top corrupt countries, blah blah blah. But now this is down the shocker. Let me show you what I'm saying. See my in analysis. Countries like those in Europe consistently score high in CPI, that's corruption. These are my observations. If you come to, you see, there's so many sheets here. You see, in-depth, proper, thorough analysis. If not, you be a dashboard builder only. So we have 3 observations based on year in 2017, 2018. How did I get this? Because it was sliced. So you see it in 2017, the year had the global blah 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 of this. You can put it with a color, you can just fill it with maybe a red, no, something that is something like this. In 2017, New Zealand was the least corrupt country with score followed by Denmark. So all these things, this is just by year. Continue, this is page 2. By the same year, 2021, 23, this is final observation. After final observation 2, this is final observation 3. You are now slicing based on countries and dropping your observations. This is final observation 4. So you see, right? It's not just do your dashboard and run away. There's work. Final observations still. But I'm not saying if you go thorough like this. This is just then. This is recommendation. After every story you've told, what do you recommend? Focus anti-corruption strategies, blah blah blah. Strengthen governance. And you have final recommendation 2, and that's it. So at the end of the day, it's from your dashboard they are getting all this. Here's the dashboard. Okay. From your dashboard, something like this, you are getting all the insight. So just like this, you can do it. Start from the year. It mustn't start from 1996 down. Just focus years, maybe the last 5 years. from 20, if you go to 2015 now, see that, okay, from what we have here, action games, Call of Duty. What's Call of Duty doing? It was the best game sold that year. Revenue was $204 million. EU sales. PS4 was, I think PS4 was widely used that year. Let me see 2014. PS4, 2013, PS3. I'm sure PS4 was not out then because immediately PS4 came, it took over. You see 15, PS4, 16, there's also PS4, 17, PS4, 2020. I don't know what DS is, but though, that's it. But you get what I'm trying to say. So there you go, dashboards in Microsoft Excel. Any questions? If you followed me all through what I did, just give me a thumbs up or you clap. Give me good. All right. So very good. So we've been able to create a very interactive dashboard, such that when you slice by year, you can add more slicers and report the connections. It would follow what you command because everything is linked. If you're someone that loves puzzle, let's look at the general puzzle. Whoa, whoa, Tetris. Fit. Tetris is doing well, it's the best.